This segment is brought to you by Pearl Vision. Visit pearlvision.com to schedule you and your child's annual eye exam.
We all know the importance of an annual physical, but when it comes to caring for our eyesight, too often we put eye care on the back burner.
Yeah, so to help get our eye care back on track, Pearl Vision's Doug Zarkin is here with us to tell us a little more about what we need to do to prepare for this. Welcome, Doug.
Thank you, ladies. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you here because, you know, we hear about the annual physical that we're all supposed to take,
Sure.
but you don't really talk about the annual eye exam you're supposed to take. So why is it necessary to do it every year?
So the obvious reason is to make sure you're seeing clearly. The reality is that you hit the magic age of 40 and there's something called presbyopia, which is basically the hardening of the lens of your eye, and so it makes it difficult to go from near to far.
Oh, wow.
And so whether you think you need glasses or you are already wearing glasses, you want to make sure that you're keeping it checked and go and get your annual eye exam.
Yeah, because if you have the wrong prescription on, too, it kind of messes with your eyes.
It can mess with your eyes. You
Yeah.
also get a really good sense of how you're doing overall physically.
Okay, yeah.
Through an eye exam, you can check for high cholesterol, diabetes, macular degeneration.
Interesting.
It's kind of like you get a whole look at your health and wellness just by sitting in the chair and getting an eye exam.
Okay, so it's worth it.
And you mentioned 40, but it's
40.
also important to go at any age,
Oh
correct?
my God. So I'm a dad. I have 2 kids. And starting at age 5, it's really critical to get an eye exam. New York State's one of the few states where a screening is required, but it's not enough just to get a screening. One out of every 4 kids has an undiagnosed vision issue.
Oh, and
so
that can affect them at school, too.
It can affect them at school. It could be
Yeah.
misdiagnosed as ADHD. It could be misdiagnosed as a vision problem. I mean, if you think about it, a kid really doesn't know what it is to see clearly.
You're right.
And so getting your eyes checked to make sure they're healthy, it's a great thing.
Now, why should they go outside of what they're just getting at school?
Well, because a vision screening is great. It's sort of like the first check. But there are about 10 million kids that have had a vision screening that actually really have a diagnosed issue that's missed during the screening process. Also, there's something called lazy eye, amblyopia, that can't be diagnosed in a screening.
Okay.
And so, again, it's preventative. As a parent, we want nothing more to make sure our kids are healthy and doing well.
Yeah.
This is one of the small steps you can take.
Okay,
Now, something that parents and kids share is we spend a lot of time looking at devices,
Yes.
between television screens, iPad screens, our phones. So how does that impact eye health?
I don't even need to ask. You guys are living in a blue light world. I mean, you've got
Yeah.
monitors and screens and
Yes.
tablets. And so just fundamentally, the strain that the blue light is placing on the eye is massive. Blue light exists out in the sun, but the intensity of it, the concentration of it, also the fact that it's right here.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on your tablet, you're, inches, maybe a foot away from it. And so it could cause you to have headaches, migraines. It could also mess with how you sleep. There's something called the
interesting.
circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Circadian rhythm.
So
Step away
interesting.
from the blue light device about 2 hours before you go to sleep.
Okay.
2 hours?
2 hours. You gotta
You're
step
like,
away.
forget it!
2 hours?
Put the tablet in the kitchen. Don't put it on next to the bed. It really can affect how you sleep.
Well, let's talk about these sunglasses, too, because spring is here. The sun's going to start shining, I hope. And it's not just about how they look. There are other things we need to think about when we're purchasing our sunglasses.
Sure. So we're putting the Timberlands in the closet, and we're starting to put out the T-shirts. And
Yeah.
now more than ever, we've got to be careful about the sun. Believe it or not, your eyes can get a sunburn.
Yes, I do believe
heard that,
It's happened to
yeah.
me before.
And so
I
you
think.
want to make sure that you have glasses that have UVA, UVB. If you're a contact lens wearer,
And these all have that?
these all
Yeah.
have it. These are all prescriptions. Those are from Versace, so you don't have to sacrifice function for fashion,
Yeah.
which is
Love that.
fantastic. The middle ones are from Ray-Ban, and again, what's nice about those is they work for men and for women. And for the little ones in your life, you want to make sure that they're also being protected. And so
Yes.
these Ray-Bans are actually kid size.
I love that. And those
So
would look
cute.
so cute on Griffin.
They would.
All right, well, to schedule your next eye exam, you can log on to pearlvision.com to find your nearest eye care center. Doug, thanks so much for all this great
Thank you very much.
information.
All right, we'll be right back. These are so
Callan, what exactly is happening here at the South Street Seaport?